program of our keynote today, but I want to really take this opportunity to tell you, to invite you to read the bio, but to introduce her more on a personal note. She and I have this way of communicating. I really refer to her. She's from Alabama, and for those of you who know, those Southerners, we have a way of communicating. I called her Bama. So we discovered that I'm from Georgia and she was from Alabama, and we used to listen to the same radio station. And one day when we got to talking, we started talking about the radio station, and we found that we all used to listen to Opelika Soul Soccer. And we got to talking about the Opelika Soul Soccer, and she said, "You heard?" I said, "I heard it," and we got that, and we've been hitting it off ever since. So I would like to introduce to you our keynote today, Miss Mary Lockhart White, one of my friends from the Opelika Soul Soccer area. CEO and Executive Director of Community Action Partnership here in Lake County.
We tried to sing some songs. I'd like to say good afternoon. It is after 12, so I'm safe to say that. And it is indeed an honor for me to speak to the Chamber as well as to the membership and as well as to the community. And Pastor Gass did say it, we are the best of friends in the best of times and in the worst of times. And we have shared some worst of times. Pastor Gass we talked early in the morning, and I've shared with him my heavy heart during times when we're in budget cuts and etc. So I appreciate his friendship. Empowering businesses and building sustainable communities. Again, I'd like to recognize Pastor Gass and his staff for the wonderful work they've done with the Black Chamber. And we've all heard the saying, without vision, the people perish. So we understand your vision, so we're not going to perish. In reading the mission of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Lake County, which is to create and promote a climate where African American and other minority business and industry can operate in a productive and profitable manner to stimulate economic growth and development within the community we serve. Your mission speaks to the need of economic growth and empowerment. If we have been looking at the news and the budget talks, it talks about jobs, it talks about lack of jobs, but very little about job creation. In order to build sustainable communities, we must look at ways to create jobs and put money back into the economy as small businesses. How can we do this? My assumption is that most of you that are here are in business or you're looking to go into business. If you're in business, you know that it isn't an easy task. If you're looking to go into business, I'm here to tell you it's not an easy task. Let's look at the word empowerment. It refers to increasing the spiritual, the political, social, or economic strength of individuals and communities to give power or authority. I'd like to talk about self-empowerment. Taking control of our own economic value to create economic development. I would like to use the term burn the ships and lead by conviction to realize your vision. It is important to have vision for your business. The economy has wrecked the old ways that we do business, and they are unsure of what to do about it. So they keep doing things the way they've always done them. That's the worst thing we can do. We're living in a new reality, a reality that must develop relationships. As a community, we are defined by our relationships to other people. Without a doubt, we have daily relationships with families and friends, but we also have complicated societal relations that define who we are and have a huge impact on our lives. The idea of community becomes more a distant notion, an abstraction, something that no longer exists with the growing demands of our society. We no longer have nurturing relationships with people in our community. We don't even know our neighbors. And as the world turns, we tend to become more isolated, disconnected, and regulated to communication by constant changing technology. Why am I talking about community relationships? Because we are a community that must recognize the importance of our relationships as businesses and community leaders. But when people lack the organizations and businesses to enable them to connect to the real political power and participate effectively in public life, these social relationships disappear. We learn to act in ways that are not responsive to our community. There is no time and energy for collaboration. There is no trust. In short, no sense of people power to bring about real and effective change and to influence governmental policies, social attitudes, institutional practices, and economic structure. Citizenship entails a responsibility to share abundance with all and to preserve it for tomorrow, to be caring of others, and to be involved in one's community. Advocacy with governments for the protection of citizens' rights is crucial, but rights do not exist without responsibility. Taking responsibility for our actions requires a critical reflection on our participation. Let's talk about the real reality as a business. As a business, we must realize that technology is taking over, and we need to rethink everything that we do. The economy has changed, and customers today want instant gratification. If you aren't working towards solving customer problems in a timely manner, and timely, my friend, is defined as days and not months. Find the opportunities and think how your company is set up and take advantage of those opportunities. If you can't take advantage of them, then you need to change your business so you can. Once you make the decision of what your opportunities are, work your plan. When you are transforming a business, you have to move fast and not worry about making everyone happy. There are two ways to lead, by consensus or by conviction. If you lead by consensus, you are more worried about poll number and if everyone likes what you're doing or not. If you're leading by conviction, you have studied the matter, made your decision, and you're moving on without looking back to worry about the what ifs. Legend states that when Cortez led an expedition into Mexico, he burned his ships once everything was offloaded. He wanted his men to be focused on succeeding, not on the option of quitting and returning home empty-handed. He had a vision. He had a vision and the conviction to see it through. You need to have the same thing with your vision. Reorganizing your business to meet new challenges, to meet the growing need for job development through entrepreneurship. Renew the challenge of the American dream. Despite the protest, despite the odds, have your ship burning ceremony. There is no going back to the old ways because the old ways don't have a future. Sure, there will be those that stubbornly cling to the old methods, but they'll most likely be the ones that are out of business rather than the ones that are in. The need to change is best illustrated by IBM. The company started in the 1890s producing commercial scales and punch card tabulators before moving into typewriters and other machines. By the late 1950s and early 1960s, it was already moving into computers. By the 1980s and the 1990s, it was dominating the personal computer market. As the growth market turned from hardware to software, IBM changed again to take advantage of the rapidly growing e-commerce segment. Today, the company is focused on providing all sorts of business consulting services, many of which are outside of traditional areas. I know you're thinking that you're not an IBM, and I don't have the IBM money, but my message is not madness. IBM burnt its ships many times. When it moved from simple punch card tabulators to early computers, there were undoubtedly people who didn't believe in that strategy, or where would the company be if it didn't make that move? What happened to all of the IBM competitors who refused to make that change? If you want to avoid staying on a burning ship, if you want to avoid being buried in the cemetery of failed strategies, we must empower ourselves to allow us to endorse change with the simple resources that are available to us. It is the challenge to become our best selves, to be the true neighbors that we must be to meet if we are to be successful in the long haul work of shifting the meaning of wealth. We must put away the spirit of fear and possess the spirit of courage. Courage to challenge the unknown, courage to work together and not separate, courage to stand for something and not fall for anything, courage to do what is needed to survive in a society that lacks the understanding of what it means to be hungry, lacks the understanding of what it means to be without a job, lacks the understanding to understand what it means to not to have a place to lay your head. We must challenge ourselves to work together. We must challenge ourselves to stand together. Build a future for our families and for their families. We must challenge ourselves to be the employer of choice and the economic tool to help people that can't help themselves. Once you set your vision, make the changes necessary to get there. But most importantly, only look back to remember where you have been and to recognize where you are. Success isn't the past, it is the future. Burn the ships and move forward, no matter what. It's conviction, not consensus, that will get us there. Small businesses soon to become larger businesses is what will get us there. Slating our agenda for growth for tomorrow will get us there. Speaking up and being a voice will get us there. Moving people out of poverty through job creation will get us there. Facing the new reality that we must empower businesses and build sustainable communities and stimulate economic growth. That is our mission, that is our vision, and that is our goal. Thank you.
Y'all give it up for Lockhart.